happy Sunday to her.
Happy Sunday, Consuela.
We did not stream today.
We didn't, but we are recording.
We are. We're actually, I feel like we're going back to our roots a little bit.
Yeah, because we used to do pre-recorded, well, recorded, I guess.
Videos. Yeah.
Videos, yeah.
And I know I'm the one that kind of proposes the things we get up to mostly in Second Life with the way we capture it, right? And post it to the channel.
Yes. Yeah.
And for a minute, having to do the editing on the videos was more than it's demanding more bandwidth than I had.
Yes. You definitely had a lot going on at that time.
Yeah. I love this whipped cream so much. And I wish the texture on it would clear up. It probably will. But it says Cocoa My whipped cream because it's by Oh My.
Yep.
And we need to get you this because in my head, you were the one that was going to hold the whipped cream to put on my cocoa. But
let's go ahead and just say I was holding it and you grabbed it.
I snatched it. That's right. Because I'm having whipped cream cravings.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, we're making a video today as opposed to streaming. And
yes.
It's just been a really busy time, I think. I know for me it has. And I feel like it has for you. It was your birthday yesterday, First Life birthday.
It was my First Life birthday yesterday. And of course there was Christmas.
Yes.
This past week. And there's going to be New Year's in the upcoming week.
And I know I'm getting ready to go out of town in a couple of days for the New Year. So I wanted to make sure to get a video up. And I've also been giving a lot of thought to our channel. I don't know. I really entered this kind of, I don't want to say it feels cliche, but that whole, new year, new you sort of vibe. I am feeling that. And it was not intentional.
Well, you also have a new First Life office space.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The way I explained it to the folks in my First Life was I had an epiphany one day. And I think I may have worded it to you that way as well, where I was sitting in my former space and I was just like, I want an office because there was so much like random little noises in my house, just of people living, like I'm not upset about that. Like this is our house and there are several people in it and they should be able to move about it freely, doing whatever they need to do and not be, I'm not going to ask people to be quiet all the time just in case I'm recording. So I was like, no, I got to do this differently so people can live their best life, making all the noise they want, and I can record whenever I want and not inconvenience others in my house. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely been very welcome for me.
Yes.
And now you have that as well. I think that's awesome for both of us.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, you had like a whole room built. And you had that was a whole process. Me,
I didn't have a place I could move into.
No, me. I mean, there's enough spaces in my house, but it was just about reimagining those spaces. And the room I'm actually in right now, I've been in before, but I had given it up for other family members, and so I was in kind of like a corner of a common area, which is where my desk ended up. And I'd been there a number of years, and I was like, I think it's time to mix this up again. Let's think about our spaces. Let's think new thoughts about the spaces in our house and how we can reuse those. And I love that. You love what?
Love that you have your space now. Because I'm definitely needing it for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Not even just life, but also I know you want to do a bit more like mindfulness and meditation stuff, and you really just didn't have anything for that.
I had tried to build an outdoor space for mindfulness and meditation, and it's still there, but it's not always ideal. Like if I want to get up early, like before work, like that's going to happen. But sometimes it does, or I want to, or I think about it. Like I wake up early enough, but then it's like, do I really want to be outside at 5:30 in the morning trying to meditate and be cold? So it's like, it would be nicer if I could just come to a separate room and, put on my meditation stuff, maybe burn a little incense and not disturb anyone,
Right.
So, So it's a combination. It's not only just for recording, because I definitely thought about this space in terms of recording, because I want to record more. That's the other thing. I'm more, things have changed a little bit in my first life as far as availability of time. And so I wanted to do a little bit more video recording on the weekends. I mean, I still have my very full-time job, but I want to do a little bit more recording. I want to do a little bit more meditation. I want to do a little bit more witchy stuff. And so those three things, that's what this room kind of became, is like eclectic witchy office. And I love it.
Yeah.
So it's still coming together. I'm still waiting on a couple pieces, but I really enjoy the space so far.
Yeah, definitely.
So so I wasn't trying to be cliche with new year, new you. It just sort of happened. And it started with the room. And then it also it continued with me giving a lot more thought to my channel, our channel, and just kind of making a study of it and trying to work on the growth of the channel, because I just want to see it. I want to see it grow. I know I've studied other Second Life YouTubers, and, they have a pretty good following, and I think we could have a pretty good following too. So I just need to kind of, like I said, make a study of it and change some of the ways we approach things. And I don't think it's really going to change the core of what we do. I think it's just going to change the packaging. And hopefully it'll be more enticing to more people.
Now, in your study, you had a few tools that did some channel analysis, and I want to give us a shout out for our grade A thumbnails.
If you do say so yourself, as the person who takes the pictures.
If I do say so myself. Well, you also put text on them and stuff.
I do.
So between the two of us, I don't think we had a single thumbnail that was below like 90.
Right, it scores us. So I'm using something called vidIQ, which I've subscribed to before, and it came up again in my study, and I'm like, okay, let me just do this thing again, and it seems better this time. I don't know if they changed stuff or if I just understood it a little better the second time around, but I screen shared with you one day, and you were all about the thumbnail scores, because it scores you. It was 2 scores. I think it was the titling and the thumbnail or something.
I think that's correct.
Yeah. And so the thumbnail arrangement was always like grade A, but the text was always like grade C. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to work on the text to get more people's attention, but the thumbnails themselves are already grade A.
Yeah.
So well done, tour.
Yep. And we even had I think 100% score on one of them.
Yes, but that was me in Canva.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was using Canva to help me make some thumbnails, because they understand what makes a good thumbnail too. So there's a combination of factors that go into having your videos get noticed. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And it's not just Speedo motivated, although it is a little bit. More Speedo is better for everyone. And I think, when Tristan watches this, he would agree as well. So there's just been, I don't know, I think it's maybe just a natural place to find yourself in this time of year. That I just ended up there by default. So,
yeah.
But I do have an agenda for our video today, so I'm going to keep us moving along. We are standing in what I have now referred to as my blogging loft, because I've been in a creative phase where I'm like, okay, we're going to get this parcel and it's going to be this. So we've got a wellness center. We've got the family oasis, the palace that we haven't touched on yet. And then, I've got my retreat, my trailer park, my Linden Labs trailer park. So I have all these places where I stand around and get creative. So now we're in my loft, which we're actually just in front of my, what I've referred to as the PANIQ AFK corner. We have Herb photobombing us behind us, which I'm sure Tristan will also appreciate. And I wanted to touch on styling. That's what I want to talk about next, because I'm a vlogger. A vlogger, right? And so I am official, we are for PANIQ. And technically by default, we are for MadPea, even though it's just me who's in the Blogotex. But so there's some things, it's the end of the year. I have to get my posts in and do other things. So I just roll everything all together, right? So PANIQ has some recent items, and I'm wearing 2 things by PANIQ. Okay. Anthem. So Anthem ends tomorrow. I am a terrible blogger. Anthem ends tomorrow, but if you don't get it at the event,
you get there now, quick.
You'll get it at the store. So it's the I'm wearing the winters. I know. Shh, it's okay. I'm doing my job, even if it's a day before the event ends. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna get better about this. This new year, new you. To make my blog post sooner. And in my defense, it's been a very busy time.
Yes, it has.
But I want to meet my obligations as a blogger. And this is why I control myself. And you'd be proud of me. I've not told you this before. Where I see someone else pop up, and I actually have Jay Beardy in my IMs right now. That's funny because we would be streaming right now, and Jay Beardy has joined us on the stream.
Jay Beardy.
Hey, Jay Beardy. Jay Beardy, I'm gonna have to tell them afterwards. Hey, you popped up at the right time. I was talking. We weren't streaming, but we were recording, and here you are saying hello. Perfect. I love how the universe works.
Yes.
But what I was saying is, I'll see other places looking for bloggers, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. I could totally do that. And then I hear that inner tour voice be like, Consuela, do you have time to meet all those obligations? Do you have the bandwidth?
Yeah.
And I answer that tour voice and I'm like, I do not. So I just limit it to the ones I already have, right? So PANIQ, I'm a PANIQ blogger. We are MadPea, absolutely. Oh my, they have us categorized as VIPs. So it's like, oh my forever. That's where my animations are. Oh my forever. So, and Alusha, same thing. VIP, clothing forever. So, so it's nice to not have like the deadlines, but then I have the only two brands I have deadlines for right now are Oh My and PANIQ. And Tristan and May, which I told you May is the blogger manager for MadPea. They're both very good to me when I'm like, I can't, I am late or I didn't make the deadline. And they're like, it's okay, Consuelo, we'll give you like a little extra time. So very nice. So glasses, they're called Winter's Touch. And I'm gonna push in on them real quick. So these are my Winter's Touch glasses by PANIQ as I help myself to some more whipped cream. And
now I didn't even know you were going to be blogging those, but when I saw them, I immediately complimented you on them.
You did.
I was like, those are some really nice winter glasses. Like, these are from PANIQ.
PANIQ.
Like, well, of course they are. They're from Father Tristmas.
Father Tristmas, that's right. And so let's see, unisex unwrap glasses that include temple and no temple versions. They're PBR and Bling Fong. Am I saying that right? Blin Fong legacy materials enabled. Includes a texture HUD with 4 frame and 4 snowflake options. And then it'll be at Anthem through tomorrow, and then it'll be in the store, I'm sure, pretty soon thereafter. Then there's also the Winter's Touch Septum, which is an unrigged unisex septum piercing with PBR and Blin Fong legacy materials, also with a texture HUD. And this is being released as a 50 Linden gift under the tree for Anthem's holiday round. Nice. So I'm assuming if you don't go now, you may not be able to get the septum ring if it's a gift.
So early watchers get there now to Anthem.
That's right. Go grab your 50 Linden gift of septum ring.
And late watchers, sorry.
So there's my PANIQ with. I also got my herb in the background, and this is a good segue into the awards. I know we're still talking about styling, but I also want to point out the awards because they're kind of over my shoulder. Okay. PANIQ awards. We both have these because Tristan has given us our awards for every season. So we've been PANIQ bloggers now for 2 seasons, and these awards are fantastic. I will touch on the other awards when we get there. But I
have my awards over the cakes in the dining room, but you have a whole trophy cabinet for your awards because you're more of a achiever than I am.
I don't know about that, but
I do.
Well, it's like what I told you before with you. Your awards are kind of like sprinkled around. Like one PANIQ award is downstairs, the first one, and then your newest one, I don't know if you just happen to be standing in front of the cakes that you're like, this is a good spot.
No, I logged in and I got it, and I was like, huh, that looks really nice. I'm gonna put it up somewhere. I'm gonna put it up. Let's see, what's an empty surface? The cakes have nothing above them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went above the cakes.
It looks great there, actually, because it's round like a cake.
Exactly. That's what I thought, too. Like, this really fits here.
Yeah. So, and then in terms of other styling, I have MadPea to touch on. It's not anything I'm wearing, but I guess I will touch on my, once again, my Cocoa My Cozy Cocoa. That comes with the animated whipped cream and the mug. And I think there's like a tattoo layer I can put on if you want to see me messy. I think it's what it'll do.
Well, yeah,
you're like,
awesome.
Well, duh, of course, put it on. Cocoa face with whipped cream. Let's put that on.
Yes, Cocoa face. Let's go.
Cocoa face. Let's see what that does. Look, Cocoa face.
Yes, that's amazing.
It looks like I got a little like residue on my lip and on my nose.
Yep.
So that's from all the cocoa. From sipping it and spraying it. Yep.
Genuinely, I love this sort of stuff. There's not enough of it out there, like messy eating type stuff. I think it adds a lot of character and is just a lot of fun. So.
Yep. So that's also I think I am in the same pose. Yeah, I am, because I didn't set it back from cycling. There's a new pose, new pose set out.
And what's being implied but not stated outright is Ryan is a female set, actually.
It is. I was confused for a second because it was named Ryan. But it is a lady set, and it's available. Yes. It's a main store release. So I was like, watch it be Anthem also. No, it's available at the main store now. It's called Ryan, Ryan. And it's very casual, like casual lady poses.
Yeah.
So let me get my thing to cycling again so we can see some of that maybe. Although with my hands occupied.
Yeah, I need to try on cycling again too. There we go.
And then I am wearing some Miss Chelsea. Miss Chelsea is really good at like the cozy things. Oh,
sure.
There's I just got a notice from 50 Linden Friday. I don't know if your notices drop down because you always ignore them, but it says the 50 now with more men's content.
What?
Exciting news. The 50 has added a special round where we'll feature more men's and masculine leaning content. We're just getting started and plan to grow it, but for now, check out the December round featuring Butterscotch, Galvanized, Tristan Flinders, Demos, and more. These special rounds will be part of our rotation and will occur every 3 months. So our first is December, then March, and so on. See you there, XOXO Barb. I think Barb heard you to her. And all the other men of Second Life. Wow. That's big news. Breaking news, everyone.
Okay.
We're going to have to start circling back to those for sure.
I kind of want to... I know that filming the 50 is a lot, but I kind of want to do that if we can.
Yeah, we can squeeze it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and it's one of the things that I hadn't mentioned to you yet is that I was going to try to spotlight more of the Second Life shopping because people like a deal and people like to know where like the latest and greatest is. So I was going to circle back around to that. But this is a great segue, and I think the universe confirming that we need to return to the 50. So either we can live stream that sometime, or because it's a lot to edit.
Yes, it is.
But we can probably live stream some 50 for sure.
Yeah, we can live stream the 50. Yeah. And that's one where we just kind of walk.
Yeah, walk and talk. So I love that. Breaking news. Do you have any styling you want to call out? I know I'm always wearing my Alt 3. Got that. My Soleil and my glitter.
I mean, okay, so like I am wearing pretty much Fliff Creators. I've got on my butterscotch pants and boots, and I have on a Tylee hoodie. And Tylee, of course, Tylee and Butterscotch I was introduced to through Fliff and through the 50. So I mean, and of course we had a whole segment where I talked about there are like men's shopping events, they're kind of limited, and so I'm really excited that Barb is jumping on this.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
And what I was touching on before too is just Miss Chelsea. I like Miss Chelsea a lot. She has a lot of I don't know the designer. So Miss Chelsea has a lot of like cozy things. Like I want to say I have like, I don't know, 3 or 4 outfits of theirs right now that I've just kind of rotated between these last few weeks, because I just love a big sweater like this, and like boots, and it's just a nice cozy covered up look. So Miss Chelsea. All right. So what I want to touch on next will be the rest of the awards over here, because now that I'm getting, it started with PANIQ. Honestly, it started with PANIQ, and I was like, I need a shelf. I need something pretty to house my PANIQ trophies. And then I put this together, and then there was a MadPea. I had MadPea news. But before I get to that, you made sure that I rezzed out my very first trophy.
Yes, I did. Because this one, so it not only amuses me because, you know, the content of it, but it is kind of a well, to me, it's a kind of important memory, or a symbol from an important memory, and that's you know, one of our first, like, I would say, public dates, so to speak.
True, it was. Yeah.
At you and someone else's award ceremony at the Monarchy.
Yep.
I was there as your date partner,
my +1.
what have you.
Yeah.
Your +1. And it was a really nice ceremony. And got to walk the red carpet with you and everything. It was fun.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like, didn't you have a hand in me getting this award?
I did write
a very, very nice note card.
I did write a very
to the Mila Vanderbilt.
Yes, I did. It was a fairly lengthy one.
Yes.
You know, singing your praises as a very creative and very talented
dancer. I don't know.
Yeah, they had a particular name for the folks at the Monarchy, but I can't remember what they were.
I don't know that we were angels.
No, you weren't angels at the time, but I don't know. Anyway, it was. I wrote
royalty.
It,
I don't know.
I don't know if that actually, you know, tipped things in your favor, or if you were just, you know, if you were getting there anyway. But
yeah,
you definitely did, and I was happy to be there with you. And I don't think you were at Monarchy too much longer after that.
No,
actually.
I was actually going to say that next. I started working there, I want to say November of one year, and it was done by February of the next. We're like, all right, met each other, time to move on.
Yeah.
So, because then we just wanted to start doing things together and using our time differently. So, yeah. And then you told me recently that the Monarchy's actually gone, right? It's not there anymore.
Yeah, and I guess Mila is stepping away from SL.
A little bit. She posted on her channel about it because she does like Grand Theft Auto and some other stuff. Like Get Ready With Me videos and other content. So she's got kind of more of mixed content.
Right.
And my understanding is that, and I think I shared this with you a little bit, is I just don't, my takeaway from the video she posted about it is that she wasn't getting either the engagement or the recognition that someone of her popularity should with Linden Labs, and that she was just going to use her time differently. Yeah.
And of course can check out her channel to see what her thoughts are on the matter. But yeah, it's definitely a, you know, legacy ending, because she did definitely have a very prominent place, I think, in the SL Club world.
Yeah.
And had her whole RP sim and everything with was it Bayside or
Bayside? It still exists. So she's not left Second Life. She just doesn't.
Right.
Her channel's not dedicated to it.
That's what I mean by kind of stepping back a bit.
Yeah. Because she's
not quitting outright, but
no, just
definitely shifting her energy where she's spending her time.
Yeah, because she does have quite a following in Bayside, and so she still does that and still interacts with folks. And I know I was in Bayside briefly, but it didn't really gain traction for me. And so, and then the way I interact is a little different, and it's just, it's no negativity around Wyatt Instagram, but people come and go,
We also have, limited time with all the things that we do.
That's right. Bandwidth. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So I was sad that you had pointed that out, but all good things come to an end at some point. And then we actually built our own version of the monarchy on our sim. So we always have that. And that's something for us. So as a
not
tribute.
It's kind of an homage to it,
right?
Not like a full
like a tribute. Yeah.
Tribute.
Yeah. So anyway, okay. So then the other award that I wanted to point out is that May, the MadPea MadPea blogger manager, poked me in Discord yesterday and said, "Guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" And then she sent me this picture where I am the blogger of the month for MadPea December 2024.
It's a great picture they got of you.
And she grabbed your picture from when we met Prince, was it Dracul?
Dracul,
from The Awakening.
Yep.
I'm like, thumbs up! And with our candy corn fangs and the whole bit. It is the goofiest picture. And that's the one. That's the one.
I love it.
I love this trophy so much. And she sent it to me at perfect timing. We were getting ready to record. And I had doctored up. I had grabbed the image she gave me in Discord. I put it in like a really, what I thought, an ornate, fancy frame to put on the shelf. And then I put the MadPea like souvenir from the season next to it to make my MadPea shelf. And then she sends me this trophy, which is so much better than what I put together.
Yes.
And so I'm very excited and very honored and thrilled. I'm just over the moon. I'm just really excited. And the souvenir, I put this souvenir up because this is the first season of MadPea where we have played all the experiences. Like we did all the things in this season.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure to put out this souvenir of the season to commemorate that. And it just goes so perfectly with my trophy. Everything's red.
It does.
So yeah. And then beneath that, I put out, you arranged it for me, some of the trophies we got from completing the other activities, some of the other experiences that we did this season. So
our bingo and our final girl and the Ascension Tower.
Yeah, the final girl was Insidious.
Yep.
Insidious Island. So.
Yep.
So yeah,
Jesus Camp.
Yeah, Jesus Camp and all those funny posters. So I had this blank wall up here and I was like, this is going to be where my trophies go. And then it just ended up working out so nicely. So down the side here, this is another desk. I have many desks. This one looks just like the one I have at my trailer park. But I love this desk from Nutmeg because it's so messy and I feel like my desk in First Life looks like that. Just stuff all over the place. And this chair though, I want to say it's Moss and Mink, is the chair that I wish I had in First Life.
Yeah, that's a delightful chair. I love the lacing. I like just everything about it.
Yeah. And then this cart that you keep stock with food for me.
Yes.
Is this Moss and Mink too? Or is that something else?
This is Dust Bunny.
Consignment
and Dust Bunny.
It's a collab. Yeah. So this is my blogging loft. This is where I will come and put my trophies and sit with Herb when I'm AFKing. This is my PANIQ AFK corner. So, all right. I think then we're done with the loft. I think the other things I was going to touch on today for folks is I built a new, well, built is relative. You'll notice, you'll agree when you see it. Wardrobing loft, because that's the other piece. I'll talk about why the wardrobing loft is now important when we get there. We also need to finish up our advent calendar.
Oh yeah.
So we got to open those, and then
that won't take long.
Nah. But we're gonna go, I guess the order of things, we can flip-flop. We can go to the advent calendar next before we go up to the wardrobing loft, and then we're gonna finish up in the cinema. So
okay.
Are you ready for that? Let's go do that.
Okay.
All right, now we are in front of our advent calendars.
Advent calendars.
How many more? Did we just have like 3 more to do?
I think so, yeah, because we got up to the 22nd, so...
Yeah, because this is where my internet window is going to come in handy, because I have pictures of the things. But you were going to say?
Yeah, so we've got 23, 24, 25.
23, 24. Oh, we already started clicking on the train? 23.
Yeah, we got all the way to 22 last time.
Oh, okay. All right, so are you ready if I count us down?
Ready.
3, 2, 1... Kiwi & Co. Advent Calendar Boots. So this is what the item looks like. It's just the boots, not the whole outfit. It's knee-high and heels. Oh, and flat and ankle boots. So it's like one of those multi-function boots where it's, you know, you've got many boots in one. High heel, high knee, or flat and ankle. So that's cool. And then Kiwi and...
I was going to say they also have it in Classic and PBR. So
oh, good.
That's cool.
Good. And then for folks who don't know, the Kiwi & Co. is the new Blueberry.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Remember, Blueberry closed.
Right.
I don't know the full story of it. I don't know if they were just wanting a rebrand, which I don't necessarily completely understand because Blueberry was pretty widely known. But maybe it was just a move in a new direction. But now it's the Kiwi Co. So I feel like there's probably some story there that I don't understand all the details of, but that's...
At least they stayed within the fruit family.
True. You would notice that. All right, so that's one of the gifts remaining. So our next one is the 24th then? Mm-hmm. All right, 24th. Click. Oh, I didn't count it. Sorry. Go. MadPea personal fireworks. So let me go over to that tab and light up the holidays with MadPea. Oh, they're singing. There's on Flickr. They're singing the song, the Katy Perry, "Baby You're a Firework," lighting up the sky. That's at least what I'm hearing in my head. I won't sing because I can't. But most people probably know the Katy Perry song. Do you know which one I'm referring to?
I do know which one you're
okay,
referring
good.
to.
I thought you were going to say do not, because I expect that from you sometimes, where you're just like, no idea what you're talking about right now. So yeah, personal fireworks. So that's cool. And then the last thing is I'm trying to get my textures to reload here.
Got fireworks going on.
Do you? Let me pull back. Oh, you do. So you just add them to you, and it's fireworks. You're not holding anything.
Yeah, it adds it around you, and it gets a HUD where you can pick what holiday you want to do. You can pick if you want to use like just multicolors. You can set it to a single color, and then you can toggle it on and off. It also has sound apparently. So let's see what sound. Enable sound. Oh yeah.
Let me raise my sound.
Little explosive sounds.
Aww. That's really nice. We're gonna have to use that.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say we're gonna have to use that, but I am gonna be out of town on New Year's, although I have my Steam Deck. That's a whole nother conversation. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, well I'll turn it off.
Yeah. Okay, so then we just need the 25th now. And I will count proper this time. You ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh! Did he say ho ho ho, that's badass?
He did say that. I'm glad that you had turned your sound on to listen to the fireworks, or you would have missed that. That's fantastic.
And it's MadPea Cards Against Holidays is the next one. So let me turn my internet window over to that. And here we go. So let's see. Don't shoot me, Santa. I've got a game to play with MadPea's holiday cards. Laughter's here to stay. So, Cards Against Humanity holiday version. Holiday version is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
He said mad ass.
Oh.
Not badass. That's mad ass.
Gotcha.
That's funny. Did he just repeat it or did you click it?
So one of the things we get is just a decor version of the Advent.
Uh-huh.
And so I put that out and I was clicking around on it.
I see that. Actually, I hear that.
Yeah.
All right, very good. So we have now completed our Advent calendar.
Woo!
Woo! And then Jay Beardy says hello.
Hi, Jay Beardy.
So Advent calendar is all opened up and we've identified all the gifts. So then that means that we are ready for me to show you my new wardrobing loft. Are you ready for that?
I'm excited.
All right, let's go do that.
All
right. Welcome to my new wardrobing loft.
All right.
So now I'm going to tell you a story. I was reading my notices, which I know is foreign to you. No comment. Okay. So I was reading my notices.
You're correct.
Reading my notices and, I'm basically, there's a lot of sales going on. There's Advent calendars. Like, I don't want to miss any cool free gifts, right?
Sure.
And, we're both part of Trompe Loeil's, super fans group. And so, they put out notices there and they always not only say what the item is for the super fans, but they also talk about where they're participating, right? So I do look at these note cards, unlike you. And
it's
so
very good that you do.
I know, because then I can keep us informed, right? So I was looking through the note card and they are in this round of the 50, which is not surprising because Trompe Loeil does participate in the 50 very often. So I looked at one thing I've noticed about myself when I look through notices is that I really like the notices that either just lay it all out in the notice where there's less clicking. Like if they give me a Flickr link in the notice and I just click and can real quickly peek and see what it is, as opposed to not giving a link in the notice or attaching a note card, because then the note card's an extra thing. You got to open that and then you got to scroll that and there's more work, right? Trompe Loeil actually includes a note card, but it's usually full of stuff. So I know it's worth opening. So I'll open it and I'll look just for the textures, right? I'll just click open texture or if there's a Flickr link. And I opened one, it was a Flickr link and it was to this beautiful skybox. I love this style. And everybody has their thing. But what were you gonna say?
This is lovely, yeah.
I love this. It's a skybox. It's not an actual building, but I'm like, okay, look at the tall ceilings, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what could I use this for? Well, my immediate thought went wardrobing. So the reason I thought that is because you noticed from our last video that I wardrobe on the roof of the house.
Right.
You're like, you left the stand, or you maybe you thought the stand got away from me.
That's what I thought.
Right.
I thought, because sometimes stuff does.
Yes.
I know I've lost pieces of things.
Mm-hmm. And no, it was intentional. I wardrobe on the roof because I wanted the surround of the sim. I don't like a boring background or just, Linden Labs sky, standard boring sky. I like an interesting backdrop. So I was like, okay, well, this would be great for wardrobing. But then I thought the CTS system comes with a poser that then throws up this white background behind you.
Sure.
It's very, what's the word?
Harsh?
Yes. Thank you. Other words like that were coming to mind, but they weren't right. It's just very harsh and I don't know, hard on the eyes, right? I don't think it's very flattering. So I'm like, okay, I want to do that differently. I'm going to continue using CTS. Thanks to Zipper, I have a plan now to do CTS.
Okay, cool.
And I think did I touch on this in the last video where I said she made a post on Facebook about a Steam Deck? Did I touch on this? Yeah. So
yeah, we talked about the Steam Deck. You were going to get one, and now
I have one.
I
have one, and now I've played The Sims on it. It works. Sims 4. I've been studying other YouTubers who YouTube about Steam Decks. I've gotten some peripherals, so I have a keyboard and a mouse for it now.
Very good.
So that will help because both Second Life and The Sims are point and click, right? So they don't work really well with the joysticks. They don't work in the same way you would expect. So
joystick is definitely a little awkward to control.
It is. So I actually have either a Thocky or a Creamy keyboard for it.
Perfect.
And I just saw it and I thought it was cute, and it matches because I got little you know how on the joysticks there's those little grips, you can put little grips on the joysticks. Mm-hmm. I didn't tell you this, but I was on Etsy because I love Etsy, and I ordered little cows for the grips, and they're the ones like a matcha color, like a light green, and the other's latte, so it's latte and matcha cows, cute little cows on the thumb grips, and then I ordered little green grips to hold it on the side. And that's it. I'm not putting, I don't want to, there's all these overlays that you can stick to them. And I know me and stickers. I'm going to put it just the slightest bit crooked and it's going to bother me. So I'd rather just do things I can pop on and off. Like when I was using my Switch, I had a case that just snapped onto it. No stickers, case. And so I want a case. I don't want stickers. So I'm still holding out for something additional like that for the Steam Deck because... And I've also learned since Zipper sparked this idea in my head is that Steam Decks are not that old. They've only been out a couple of years, as I understand it. Right. So there's not a bunch for them just yet, like there is for Switch, right? But I've enjoyed... Yeah. And now that I have my little office retreat set up, I have like a chaise lounger in here, I can chill. But the point was, I wanted to be able to take my Second Life mobile so I could be with people. Same thing with The Sims, right? I want to be with the people in my house, or I want to be with people out. And if it's just some downtime, why not have my game, right? So to me, it just made sense. And then, I've been like waiting, like I felt like, again, that post that Zipper made was addressed to me. Like if you're waiting for SL Mobile to be good enough, you're waiting for the wrong thing, right? Like get
you a Steam Deck.
Get a Steam Deck. You don't need to wait for Second Life Mobile. And I'm like, what? I literally was that head exploding emoji. That was me reading Zipper's post.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you actually are running Firestorm on it.
Correct. Firestorm on the Steam Deck. Correct.
Because of course she was talking about alchemy, which I'm sure
she loves alchemy. Yes.
But Firestorm has a Linux release as well, and it pops right on. Yep.
And I've run it, and now what I have to test it with now is the peripherals. I haven't had the time with all my rearranging of my house to make to set that up, but that's next. But I still feel like there's other things that I could get and use, but I'm just going to play with that. And even like when I'm away this weekend, I'm going to take the Steam Deck and I should be able to still connect to Second Life just fine. So it's going to be worth trying out for sure. So that being said, I'm anticipating more wardrobing. I may not be streaming all of it, but I could at least be on the couch doing it. And so I thought, okay, when I saw this beautiful loft by Trompe Loeil, that's what immediately came to mind. I just enjoy the architecture of it, that it doesn't need to be full of stuff. It's just pretty. So what I ended up doing is I found a blank wall, which is what we're facing. And then I had put up one of my post stands, and this is my post stand from my modeling days. It actually belongs to my alt, but it's all the poses from all the places that I ever collected poses from while modeling. So why not? So I basically created a more, appealing version of the CTS wardrobe picture part
Right.
Right? So I can take my own pictures and send it to CTS, and that's what it's going to be. Now, the other thing I had, because we've talked about this before, like I have odds and ends of furniture. I don't have like necessarily all the furniture you do, but that furniture can be captured in the wardrobe as well. So I could be rezzing out the furniture in here, take a picture of it.
There's room for that.
Yeah. And take a picture of it, put it in the wardrobe. So if I'm looking for that one table that I don't remember what it's called, then I can put in table, right? If I have a tagged table, and then bring it up, and then it'll just remind me what it's called. Then I can go get it in my inventory. Yeah. So there's the CTS wardrobe is so versatile, and it just takes the investment of time to organize. And then I think I may have mentioned in the last video, I know I was talking to Zipper, or Zipper was commenting on it. Oh, it was on the stream about using the CTS like dresser drawer thing where you actually take things out of your inventory, because my inventory is bloated. So I wanted to play with that and see how that worked. And then this could be a place to store some of those wardrobe, the boxes or baskets or dressers or whatever they are.
Yeah.
So I could tuck them into nooks and crannies in here, and it could be kind of an all-purpose CTS working / storage space. So I'm excited to explore that. So this is
there's two things I wanted to comment on.
Sure.
Too. One is about this space. I really like the effect that Trompe Loeil has created on the kind of very surreal, ethereal view outside.
Yes.
It looks like we've got a pink, almost desert.
Correct.
With a pink sky and these clouds that swirl around it. Looks really, really nice. That's just lovely. And the other is I like these really big, wide archways, and I think of them as aspirational for you.
Of course you do. But I just love just the airiness, the architecture, the environment. If I pull back, you'll see the building inside the skybox inside the surround. And like I said, when I saw the pictures of this, I was like, oh, so sold. I am so sold on this. This is definitely up my alley, because, some of the other Trompe Loeil things are a bit too modern for us at times, but this is not. This is like my aesthetic. And if, it may remind you a little bit of the Oasis Palace, and the arches and the windows, right?
It does, yeah.
So, yeah.
I can definitely see that.
So you can see some common likes. I like arches like this.
Yeah,
so,
I do too.
People start seeing more of the wardrobing loft as I dig into that project. So, all right. Are we ready for the next and final phase of our video today?
We are ready. Hello, I would like 2 tickets to see the P.
You got it. On the house with whipped cream.
Thank you.
So, welcome to our new cinema. And what this is the, like I said, the last phase of our video today is me capturing some of the MadPea items available. And what I have for us today is all the player pass prizes from the 2024 season.
Oh, wow.
So there is a lot. And it starts with this ticket booth. And right now, what's behind me is a skybox that MadPea puts out. And I love the eyes. I love the way they did their skybox.
I do too.
And
They're
so
great.
It's a cinema. So I put the little ticket booth outside because it's then we're going to go into the MadPea Cinema. So let me fade us. Actually, there's other poses in here. I'm doing the ticket seller one. Then there's waiting, although I'm still holding my cocoa, so it's probably not doing it justice. Then this is board. That's actually perfect for board. Then there's waiting, which I guess I'm over here now, just leaning. Hey, is anyone coming to watch the movies in the cinema? I've got cocoa and whip. I'm trying to entice people to come watch movies with me. So I love this so much. When I was putting this together earlier, I'm like, oh my God. So I had to do this one because like
and the door opens in the back. That's
isn't that cool? Did it open automatically or did you do that?
No, I just clicked it.
Okay. So this is actually on our build platform. That's like when people are seeing all the noise. We have a lot of stuff up here. But so this is a MadPea skybox. That's actually the cinema. And I can't remember, you might have to cam in and double click if
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so I don't think that you can go through the door. So I'm just boop. Okay, so now I'm inside. And I had to do this. And come over here. You already made yourself comfy. Come back over here.
Okay.
So face my way and look at the wall. Okay. So when I have eyed the MadPea Players Pass prizes, I don't know if you've noticed them in the store or not. Have you? Have you, Tor?
I have seen them. Okay.
So there's like a whole wall in the store that's Player Pass prizes. MadPea Player Pass. So exciting leveling system where you earn points from getting achievements in our games and hunts during 2024. So this is the whole year, not just this last season, right? Which is the last 3 months. And so there's like a whole ranking thing and you earn points by playing and then you can use those points to buy prizes. Now, as a MadPea blogger, when they released the pack that was all the Player Pass prizes, I was like, yes, please, because I didn't have enough points to get all the things.
Right.
Right. So I was like, let's do it. So I went to the store and I went to, you could like teleport to the cinema that they have set up. They have this exact setup, but they have it all in black. So you could do black or you could do brown and cream. I thought this was much more my aesthetic than like a pure black theater.
Agreed.
And so then I'm like, ooh, I love this. I love this color palette. So then I started decorating it. So let's start over in the left-hand corner. You see I've got some junk food. I've got our little concession stand by junk food, right? And I think it dispenses things, pretty sure. I mean, junk food most of the time does.
It does. I have a corn dog from it.
Okay, fantastic. Then if you scroll over, you'll see that MadPea has some display cases with the trophies from the seasons of 2024. It came with a now playing thing, and of course I had to put my Blogger of the Month thing in it.
Of course.
It also came with a slushy machine that I put on the MadPea like cocktail cart. Remember we got that in the mystery boxes that we had. You got the decor one. I think you had this one in there.
Right.
And then I put a junk food snack tray. Oh, look at you getting a slushie. Perfect. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's mixing it.
Yeah.
That's making me want one so bad, actually.
Well, you can click one, but your
look at you. You're so ready for movies. I love this. Okay. And the other thing too, knowing that this was an option was, you and I have been building spaces to watch movies.
We have.
So now there's another one and we can invite friends. So
yeah, this one's really a nice spot.
Right? So if we're doing like group movie night, if we want to have friends watch movies with us, this is the place for it. There's a director's corner back there. That's a Player's Pass prize. There's that what is that called? That little movie reel on the wall is a trivia game.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Very
and
cool.
Then I just put down this rug because I felt like this area needed something. And this one's actually from Pattaya. And then the lounge chairs, which you went to immediately sit in, are a Player's Pass award. And so I had to make aisles like the movie theater. So now let's sit. Which ones were you going to sit in? Were you trying to sit in the middle or the back? Where were you sitting?
We should sit in front of our stars.
And yes, the stars. Okay, so I'm going to walk because I love this so much. So there's stars that you can customize. So I made stars for us.
Love that. Walk
of Fame. That's also a MadPea Player Pass prize. The speakers are a prize. I'm going to say Hive it isn't. So it actually comes with its own projector that's media enabled prim. But we've been watching Hive. So I thought, let me just put a giant Hive up there. Let's see. Could these do? You can cuddle. I'm going to make it hard for you to eat right now.
That's okay.
So let's see, what are these there? Oh, look at that, that's cute. So then you could sit and watch your Hyvid movies, and then we have enough seating for friends, so we can have 2, 4, 10 other people join us, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we can have some friends over to watch all the unique movies that Tor picks.
Yeah, that's a way to describe them. Yes.
I love them because I only usually ever watch pretty mainstream movies, and you watch some really, really unique ones that I enjoy discovering, and you enjoy sharing them with me. I also really like the sky in this theater, like the sky, just like a starry night.
Oh yeah,
that's built in. That's part of it. That's not our environment.
Right.
So, and then the chairs are customizable, so they could be all black, they could be red, they could be purple. But this is
the colors you chose.
Yeah, I do too. I had hoped the black part I could change it too, but you can't. You can only change the actual cushions itself. Gotcha. But in the end, I was not upset with it. I really like it. I like it's much more of like a color palette that I would choose. As opposed to your typical all black theater. And so I'm very excited about having friends over, or not. If it's just we're just enjoying a space, we have yet another space to watch Hyvid movies.
I love that.
So, and I just want a new one. I went to Hyvid recently because I thought the advent calendar over there was still out. It wasn't, but the lucky chair was Q, so I got a movie anyway. So I want to say it was like the Suffragette or something. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that out.
Yeah. So, since we're in our MadPea Cinema, I think this is a good... Let me move my us over a little bit so I can bring my internet window back up. This is a good time to talk a little bit more MadPea, but this is the Player Pass prizes for 2024. Like I said, it's CineQuest Trivia, Director Set, Display Case. There's 2, 4, 6, 7 different figurines. The Home Cinema Skybox set, the awards. Oh, in the trophy case, there's a gold, a silver, and a bronze statuette in there as awards. There's the couches that we're sitting on, the camcorder, the poster marquee, and 2 different types. Oh, there's plushies. If you look on top of the one of the display cases back there, there's a popcorn plushie and a slushy plushie. There's decor and holdable. There's the ticket booth, which I was in and I love, the slushy maker, and the Walk of Fame stars. So there's a lot of player passes, and you buy these with points you earn from playing all the games all year. And you can use your points at any time. It's not just at the end of the year. So if you've racked up some points, you can go shopping for free items through Players Pass at the MadPea store. So I just saw this was a unique opportunity as a blogger for MadPea to grab all these cool prizes that I didn't have enough points for and build this really cool space.
Before you move on too much, I want to also, for people who are playing MadPea games and trying to rack up the points, I can't stress enough that the way to maximize points is usually you have to lose at least once in every challenge. And I actually would have a soft suggestion to MadPea, take or leave, of if someone is able to complete an entire challenge without failing once, from start to finish, I think it would be cool if you granted them all of the achievements that they otherwise would have missed out on.
Yeah, that's a fair suggestion.
I think that would be a cool perk on the very legitimate challenge of doing a no-death run on one of these, because they're hard.
Very hard. And that's actually a good segue into what I want to touch on, because there is a new experience, and maybe I'll switch which order I'm doing things in. There's a new experience that I and the other bloggers are going to have early access to tomorrow. Now, I hesitate because me without you on a game is like me stuck in neutral. So even though I get early access, I want to make sure we play this together.
Okay. I appreciate that.
So it's called The Naughty List Murders. Well, I have access to it as a part of my unlimited, but as a blogger, I have access to it for free. I don't know what the cost is for I know that there was like an VIP package that was offered for 5,000 Linden, but you got to play with like people from MadPea, the crew. So right. I don't know if that's the true price of it, but when you and I do it, so we'll do it sometime after January 2nd, because that's when I'll be back.
That sounds good.
But it's a new experience. I look forward to doing it. And that just kind of was one of the things I was going to touch on. So you talking about the points and experiences really worked.
Yes.
The other thing what?
I'm excited about that. I love all their experiences.
I do too. And I've seen some pictures on Facebook of I don't know if it was this one or not, but somebody made a comment about how it's not MadPea without a dead body. They're not wrong.
It's true.
So the Naughty List Murders. So that's December. That's coming soon. So like I said, early access for me tomorrow. So I'll have access to the HUD. But I should have done better in figuring when it's available for everyone else. But they have it linked on their Flickr, and I'm showing that now. It just says it's coming soon. So, but it says December 2024. So I think it must be probably the 31st for everybody else.
Right.
So,
okay.
So I'm excited for that. But the last thing I want to touch on MadPea is their collaboration with Linden Lab. So you and I talked about this already. And I can't remember if we talked about it in our last stream or recording, but
don't think so.
Yeah. So MadPea has partnered. We did, because it was on the stream. You and I made a guess about what it was.
We talked about the guess. We didn't know what it was at the time.
So MadPea was teasing to people to try to figure out, to the Unlimiteds, to try to figure out what was coming for the next season of MadPea Unlimited. And it wasn't like I spent, I don't know, like an hour or so at this MadPea Sim. And, clicking on this, looking here, listening to the stream, talking to the bot, trying to figure out everything. And then I'm like, okay, I know when Tour gets here, he's going to figure this out. And in the end, I really believe you did, because your thing was, and I don't want to take it from you. What did you notice after I brought you over and I said, Tour, help me figure out what clue is here that's going to...
Well, the only clue I found was by looking at the map and zooming out a bit, spotting that there was a region named MadPea Unlimited. But, I mean, it's related, I think, but I don't think it was the whole thing. I think the whole thing was that they're collabing with Linden Lab.
Yeah. I think you and I had the same question, though. Like, how would someone get that answer from in-world clues alone? Because you and I both tried to teleport to that sim, and even me as an unlimited, I could not get access to it.
Right.
So I don't know how the in-world clue... I want to say for sure we had part of it, because the answer I submitted is that MadPea Unlimited will have its own sim. Right. Was the answer that I put in. Nothing to do with Linden Lab. But in the notice that MadPea put out, they did say that there was a handful of correct answers. So I'm just curious
awesome.
Yeah, but what was the correct answer? Was it just that there was a sim coming? Was it the collaboration? Was it the sim and the collaboration with Linden Lab? So
yeah, because they did leave it very ambiguous. They didn't explicitly say what answer they were looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the end, they did post that they are partnered with Second Life, and I'll read the text here that goes along with their Flickr. So they've partnered with Second Life to bring all residents, access to MadPea Unlimited for the next 2 seasons, which is basically equivalent to 6 months. So you have from January to June.
And you are an unlimited P.
That's right. Everyone, every resident, right. So this is why it must have been a newish development, because they had already put out notices to Unlimiteds about, okay, now it's time to renew your Unlimited. And then people started renewing, and they're like, stop, just kidding, hold your renewals. And they were refunding people, and they had to continue to send notices and say, please don't pay us. Please stop.
Right.
And that's because this partnership happened. So we are thrilled to announce this amazing gift to the Second Life community and cannot wait to spend 2025 bringing our games to a whole new level. Accessing Unlimited is easy. Starting January 1st, you will be able to explore the new Unlimited Game Hub to play our entire game catalog and unlock all of your additional unlimited content. Learn about all of the unlimited perks coming to all residents at the following website, which is, I can click now, but it's their website. Remember that part of the website was down, the part that had to do with unlimited. So,
and one comment I want to make on that is I think that is a very smart move from Linden Lab, and I kind of hope that becomes persistent. And what I mean by that is the grid benefits greatly from people who create interesting things to do on the grid. And MadPea definitely does do that. However, MadPea also is, it takes a lot of time, and they have to be able to compensate people for their time, whether it's scripting or decorating or coming up with all this stuff or voice act, like all of the roles it costs a lot. And if Linden Lab wants to continue to spur growth in the grid, I think a really good way to do that is to subsidize people that are making the grid a more interesting place to be. And yeah, so I'm hopeful that it's not just a one-off, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I've been scrolling the website, and I should link this to you so you can look at it too. So let me pass it to you. But they're going to have collectibles, and they're calling them Mad Cats.
Ooh.
So it says, introducing the Mad Cats. Each month unlock a unique MadPea virtual collectible. Your shelf has never wanted anything more to display. And
Nice.
you being a cat dad, you might be displaying some Mad Cats.
Oh, you know it. Yeah, absolutely.
So, but this looks all very exciting. So Unlimited is going to look and feel a little different because normally, so there's going to be, there's a grid-wide hunt, there's the weekly drops, there's the monthly collectible, but usually it's that, you get some unlimited items in the unlimited room. You get 25% off your purchases in the store. So I'm wondering if all of that is on hold for the next 6 months, the way that Unlimited used to be, because now it's going to be this. It's a very interesting collaboration. I'm very excited for MadPea to get to work with Linden Lab this way. And I agree with you completely. Why not partner with, an entity that has existed in Second Life for a number of years? I want to say it was 2011 or 2013 or something like that. And really bring it to all the residents, just to kind of show what a fun experience Second Life can be. And that's one of the things that has got me kind of thinking about our channel as well, because I see a fair amount of videos by other gamers on Second Life that's like other gamers who don't play necessarily Second Life and with any real regularity, they just come in and are confused, right? And so those kind of videos, it doesn't really show Second Life in its best light.
No, it does not.
So that's what's kind of inspired me to.
Yeah, especially when a variety streamer tries to dip their foot into Second Life. It does have, as much as they've done to improve it, it still does have kind of an awkward learning curve. And I think that it's continuing to improve, but it's rough if someone's just trying to record their first experience in SL.
Yeah. And that's what's actually kind of inspired me to one of the series that I've noted that I want to take on is just trying to help residents kind of enrich their Second Life experience.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not so confusing. Because it totally is. And I know you and I have talked about our resing, I want to say our first day experiences, and mine, honestly, I'm really surprised I didn't give up on day one. Just because it was so confusing, and I've given up on, air quotes here, video games that are confusing pretty quickly.
Right.
And so, but this, I think what changed it for me is knowing I'd seen it in action with other educators they were showing it, like how to use it, and just genuinely being intrigued. So I knew there was something on the other side if I persisted. Like if I really tried to apply myself and figure it out, I knew there would be something on the other side that would make it worthwhile. And I think for some people coming into Second Life, that's what they're missing. They don't know or understand that there's something worthwhile on the other side. You just have to get over the learning curve. Mm-hmm. And I want to try to help, I want us to try to help kind of showcase what you can do in SL and what's available to do and what makes it different than other experiences. Because, there's people who love to play all these really structured games, and you know about those games because you play them. But I have zero interest in Grand Theft Auto. I have zero interest in whatever other, I'm not a first person shooter kind of person. I'm not, World of Warcraft is real big with people. Not into that. It's just too fixed, right? Like I like the ability to do pretty much just about anything without restraint. And so, I don't know, that's part of the appeal of Second Life for me.
Yeah, it's kind of, so what you're describing kind of is the difference between effectively structured and unstructured play. Mm-hmm. And when people are entering a game, they're usually expecting a form of structured play. But Second Life is not that. And you have to approach it with the right mindset. Mm-hmm. And you can find structured play within it, but by itself it is just a virtual world.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the MadPea experiences, they are creating those structured play experiences within the grid. Yeah.
So haven't we likened Second Life to more like a sandbox? Is that the right term for it, or is that not?
Yeah, a sandbox, or just an open field.
Right.
Yeah. So like I said, I've made a little project. Really, our YouTube channel is kind of my little pet project, and just studying other channels and what other people are doing, and then what other kind of exposure, I guess, Second Life gets with other YouTubers. It's an interesting mix. There's a fair amount of people who are, I want to say like tried and true residents that are, really know and understand the experience. And then there's others, like you said, variety gamers that are just trying to either make fun of it. They don't understand it. It's maybe not up to par with their favorite game, so they're going to trash it. And I watch these things always with a grain of salt. Sometimes they're funny because they just don't get it. Like I'm more like laughing at them because they don't get it, but just to see them wobble around all confused when that's not necessary. Like that's not how the people who really understand Second Life, the true residents, that's not how we live our Second Lives. So right.
It's just amusing in that respect. So
yeah.
Stuart, do you have any comments or anything you want to share before I kind of wrap us up?
Well, I will say I am happy that we got the Visionaire space built for the upcoming graduation, which we will keep people informed about, and hope that some of our lovely viewers show up to see us there, see you DJing, hang out, and also see our wonderful students, which is what that is celebrating, and their beautiful photography. So
I was toying with the idea of maybe trying to stream that. I think we've talked about that maybe in the past.
I think if it's possible, that would be cool.
Yeah. The only trouble would be with any music. So I may not be able to stream that part of it. I don't know. We'll work it out. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to stream it so people could see the event or join us at it. And then maybe get the music from there. So yeah, no, we'll talk that through. But you did a lovely job outfitting that. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I'm just going to put a shout out to Chris Lehman of Botanical.
Absolutely, that really made that place work.
It's magical. I love it. Like I said, I was standing there, I rezzed out there and I rezzed in there and I didn't want to leave. Like you did such a nice job. And then also to watch like the graduates start to move in and make their exhibit spaces.
Yes.
It all makes me excited. I'm excited for them every time.
Yeah, same.
So
Same.
I know I had a lot of fun sharing with everyone, you know, our all my awards. That sounds so self-centered. Look at my awards, everyone. I'm just really over the moon. I don't get awards often. Maybe, you know, maybe that's a good thing. But it's nice, like, you know, to get these little trophies. Like, I don't expect them. And then, you know, it started with, well, technically it started with the monarchy, but it's, you know, when Tristan sends his, you know, PANIQ season awards, and then to get the MadPea blogger one yesterday, blogger of the month, I was just,
Sounds really cool.
I don't know, I felt validated and seen. That's big for me, you know?
It is.
So I enjoyed getting to share that with everyone in my blogging loft and sharing the wardrobe, the new wardrobe loft. I look forward to using that. And then this space, the cinema. I am in love with the cinema.
I think this is amazing.
I hope we find a way to invite members of our community and friends to join us for a movie every now and again.
Yes,
I think that would be fun.
We will do that.
Yeah. So before I launch into my thank yous, I just want to invite folks who will watch the video. I would love to hear your favorite part of today's vlog in our comments. I love comments. Well,
yes.
As long as you're not a troll or a griefer. I love comments. So I'd love to hear your favorite part of today's vlog. And, you know, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, I appreciate everyone who spends any amount of time with us, from just a few minutes to the entire video. We appreciate you.
And we will see you in the next one.